Hey, happy Easter, everybody. Whew. Getting roasted here this little while. Things are being really strong and intense to push us to awareness, to awakening right now, to ascension. I want to talk a little bit about Easter and what's going on right now and try and give a little bit of perspective and how some of what Easter is has been commercialized and twisted and other things. So Easter, I grew up in Christianity, and Easter is basically, there's a period of, what is it, Lent, of 40 days where we're fasting and proving ourselves worthy and not eating and not sinning and other things, eating all the right foods, etc. That's in Christianity or Catholicism that I grew up in, that says we have to kind of flagellate ourselves, or flagellate, where we're kind of whipping ourselves to be better and to be worthy, and we're worshiping the crucifixion of Jesus at Easter or Good Friday before Easter. That's part of the holiday. Jesus was captured and beaten up and walked through the streets and crucified and then died and released his soul. And then they buried him, and 3 days later, which is Easter Sunday, they came to the tomb and they found that he was gone. Like, the guards wanted to say he was gone and hide it, but the people that were there saw him resurrected. And if you go into some of the Essene philosophies and Temple of Isis stuff, Mary Magdalene was married with Jesus, and she helped guide him in processes of ascension as a man. And it taught him through energy processes and his ascension and his vibration to be able to release his energy and then resurrect it back in the body once the body was healed and recovered. This is what we call the resurrection. So we're now walking around in a world where it's a holiday for everyone, and if you're in the Catholic faith, it's fasting and other things of proving yourself worthy, and then you get to Good Friday and you go to a whole bunch of ceremonies and masses and all these things to hear all these things and how Jesus gave up himself, his soul and his body for the sins of the world. But some of those things have been twisted a little bit, and it's essential that we just see a new perspective so that we can kind of garner with our heart. And I don't expect anybody to take what I've learned to be their truth, but I just ask that it be tested in your heart and see how it feels. So this is a process of ascension that Jesus went through in a very public way. He basically, if you believe the whole story, I'm not sure even the truth is in the Bible, etc., because it was twisted somewhat, but he was scourged of all of the things. Everybody got to beat him up, and I think a lot of people are feeling that in their world right now. They're getting attacked and beaten and things thrown at them and other things, and we're all on that ascension walk to the cross of clearing ourselves and of releasing ourselves. So we're feeling that, and we're feeling like insane, and we're feeling forsaken by God, and it's a crazy intense time that we're all going through, but we've all been shown a version of this. This is the beautiful part of the Easter journey, and that it's been a holiday and all this kind of stuff, is we're seeing how the process went. And now a lot of us are in this birth canal of resurrection, of changing, and we're feeling ourselves squeezed of all human belief, of all attachment, of all things that no longer serve us, and it hurts like hell. My body's aching in the craziest places, and the intensity of the energy and fear pops up, and even sometimes I associate myself with that. I'm not saying that I'm Jesus on the cross, but I'm going through a process that's very similar, that's my own. It doesn't involve a cross, but it involves a lot of people, about family, and going through all my beliefs and rooting them all up and believing something that's contrary to common beliefs, so that I no longer have to be trapped in a reality. It's kind of like quicksand around our feet that just keeps pulling us in and saying, don't believe in yourself, don't love yourself, don't cry, don't be emotional, don't whatever. And we're having to choose a different direction. Instead of being sucked down, we're putting our hands up to God or Jesus or whoever, source or angels, and they're trying to help us release, and we at the same time are purging, and we're literally going up on a version of the cross in having to release beliefs that we don't agree, and it hurts like hell, and it's like trying to pull your hair out without scissors. I don't know how else to describe it. It's painful because we're so attached to it. We believe in it so much. We identify with it. We're literally tearing down our identity, and we're tearing down our ego, and we're tearing down those parts of us that are trying to hide us from God and keep us from ascending and being positive and light. And we lose ourselves. We get so confused. We're in that point. I can't remember the exact words, but I remember it from as it was like Eloi, Eloi, and I couldn't remember the Jewish Hebrew words, but why have you forsaken me? And you get to that point where it's like you've built this whole human character, and you now have to somehow give it up because that character is attached to debts and houses and kids and wives and all the things we did wrong. And we weren't meant to be those things. We were meant to have an experience of those things, but not be them. So now we're ascending. We're trying to rise up, and we're feeling every painful point in our body where we're still attached to those things. It's like the nails on the cross. It's just holding us there. As long as I'm human, as long as I'm sitting there, and as long as I believe that people are spitting at me and hurting me and whatever, then I'm still attached. The minute I detach and you start to feel that like balloon floaty sensation of the vibration, this is the first time that it's ever happened. We're going to allow to be still as our higher self in our avatar for the first time. We don't have to die. We don't have to end. We are ascending past being attached to all that heaviness and doubt and debt and pain and suffering and hurts and wounds and traumas. We are now here and being allowed to ascend out of that. It's a choice. I choose to ascend through this pain, through this suffering, through all this family shit, through all this relationship shit, through all this work shit, all the stuff that's no longer serving us. We're in the resurrection. We're in the passing through. We're in the birth canal to a new self. And we're going to rise above this, and we're going to choose better beliefs with a different reality and ones that are not attached to this control. And we're rising above it. What Jesus did, he rose above it. His body died. He got speared in the chest just to make sure he was dead. And then they put him in the tomb. And 3 days later, he came up. We are in the coming up phase. We have died. We felt all those pains and sufferings and struggles, and we know that they're not serving us and they're not leading anywhere. We are now dying into a new us. So choose it. So choose a new you. What do you want to be? What's better than what you had? Why do you feel stuck? Why are you trapped in all this story and bullshit that's going on in the world? Start choosing. If you look on my timeline today, there's a beautiful decree that someone posted. I think it was the Divine Flame was the name of the person. And it says, Almighty I am. And you say it 3 times. Almighty I am. Almighty I am. Almighty I am. Start to take your power back. Stop being someone that can be controlled, that fits in a system that's trying to destroy us and enslave us. Hello there, Dale. Thank you. We are powerful. And if we just sit with that, take our phone away for a while, just sit and be quiet and say that. Almighty I am, Almighty I am, Almighty I am. I choose to be almighty. I choose to take my power back. I choose to take my love back. I choose to love myself. Say some of these things. Say what's in the decree. There's a Return to Innocence video I put on a little bit earlier. Listen to this. Watch the video and feel yourself rolling back to when you were born and you were that innocent little child and you felt free and everything was possible and the world hadn't crunched up on you yet. This is what we're birthing into. Choose it. Feel those energies and stop allowing those energies in. And then build a bubble around yourself. Stop letting the phone and Facebook and YouTube and all this craziness crunch onto us, and just start shining like you're a lantern that's got a new flame and you just put some new oil into it or pumped it up again and it's starting to grow. That's us. That's us birthing right here on Easter Day. We are ascending. I don't believe ascending is some magical pop and we all float out the ceiling and we go onto a spaceship and all this kind of stuff. I believe ascension is choosing our power in ourselves and taking that power back to ourselves and saying, Almighty I am, Almighty I am, Almighty I am, and feeling that surge and that excitement. Holy cow, I'm a king, I'm a god, I'm a powerful person. Everything that I do works out. That's where we're going to. That's the newness. So sit with it. Even your body hurts. Even if all this stuff hurts. Keep saying that. Stop tuning into negative. If anybody says negative around you, just walk away. This is the time for you. Let them be in their own poop. This is time for us. So this is what I believe the Easter energies are. If people are saying, oh, I'm waiting for the ascension, it's happening. It's happening today by us making these choices. And it doesn't have to be on Easter Day, but it's definitely got all the energies you need to start it. So go with it, flow with it, feel it, love it, and it's going to be amazing. So this is what I believe is the perspective on Easter. You've been beaten up, you've been shut down, you've been whatever for so long. Now is the day to see it, to walk through it in its worst, or finish walking through it and now resurrect. And go into what you came here to be, a divine part of God, a beautiful, beautiful human soul that has all its power and everything works out for them and is amazing. And our divine lovers come in and our money comes in and our abundance comes in and our divine purpose job comes in and we just love it. That's where we're at now. So feel those things. Let them soak in. Just listen to the words. If you don't believe it or it feels wrong or whatever, just sit with it. Feel what's right for you. Everybody's idea is different. Your religion may be different. It's a process of rising up, rising up, rising up, rising up, rising up. That's all ascension is. Sitting in higher vibrations, sitting in better belief, releasing old definitions to yourself. You're not bad. You're worthy. You're worth something. You're capable. You're amazing. Right here and right now, you are amazing. And I love you. And I thank you. Keep shining. And turn on those flames to full volume. It's time. I love you. Bye. And if it's not time right now, you'll catch up. All the things that need, it's all coming. No, whether you like it or not, there's nothing you have to do. It's all in perfection. Just keep breathing. Keep shining. Don't curl up into a ball, but just open as much as you can in the moment. Take a salt bath. Drink lots of water, and you'll get through this. Love you. Happy Easter.